Hello everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. Today I am back at Sounds Good Music here in Ottawa, Ontario, one of my favorite stores owned by the great Brett, who is just a wonderful guy and stocks some of the coolest guitars around. And speaking of cool guitars, as a Canadian, this guitar makes me very proud. This is a Seagull S6, but it's not just any old S6. This is from the 1982 collection. And the story goes that Robair Godin started the Seagull company in the year 1982. And his goal initially was to make really beautifully crafted guitars with very nice tops and great finishes at a relatively affordable price point. And this guitar, this is under $800 Canadian, and it has a solid cedar top, believe it or not, despite the look. It looks almost like spruce, but it's a very light piece of cedar on this guitar. And, these guitars are very special because they use Canadian lumbers. So this instrument actually has wild cherry back and sides from Canada and a big leaf maple neck, which is super cool. Like, I just love the idea of, sustainable wood, sustainable resources. And not only that, but Seagull has a very, environmentally friendly shop located in Lapitry, Quebec. So there's a lot of positives with this guitar. But man, oh man, the thing I've always loved about these guitars, and I haven't played them for a long time, but they just sound absolutely lovely. When I think of Seagull guitars, I think of a buddy of mine from high school named Steve who had a Seagull S6. Hello, Steve, if you're watching. And it was just a wonderful guitar. Really, really nice. So I have fond memories of that, and I had a friend in Montreal who had a roommate who had one of these guitars, a smaller bodied Seagull. And man, they just sound great. So let's hit it a little bit with a flat pick and see how that sounds. So rich for a guitar at this price point, man. It's wild. It sounds like an all solid wood guitar, but it is laminated cherry for the back and sides. But somehow Seagull has always got the laminated thing right. It's just really special. How wide open it sounds for the price point. Other features that make this specific model special are that it actually has a shorter scale length. I guess when they started making these guitars, they started off with essentially like a 24.9-ish scale length, so shorter scale, so it's really easy to bend these strings. Even though it's a dreadnought, And the other thing that's really cool, I find, is that it's got this snakehead headstock here, which is a really nice design. So you have a straighter string pull across the nut, and it seems like the tuning stability is great. I mean, these are just my first impressions of the guitar, but yeah, really, really nice instrument. We have these kind of nice bigger strap buttons here, and there's another strap button right up here, which is also kind of unique. So not in the typical location. So I suppose before we sign off today, I'm just going to go into drop D and play something nice and light for you guys, just so you can hear how that sounds. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see everybody on the next episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. Check this out on Sounds Good Music's website. I'll link to that in the description below. And we'll see you guys very soon.